Show title pending.
Ah! Yeah, sorry, I just tried to get the mood. All right, everybody, welcome back to, or back? This is the first time? Second? I don't know. But welcome to the Show Title Pending podcast. The newly revised show what?
Wow.
We still don't know what to call it. Anyway, hey, everybody, I'm Bravo.
I'm Jason.
And it's just us two, like the great minds of this new brand of project that we are starting. This is should we tell them what's the brand new thing we're working on, Jason?
No.
Okay, moving on to the first topic. Now, this is welcome everybody. This is our first piece of content for our new group or channel or production company, or hopefully later on business that will one day rule the media world. But that's, in the future. We're Oddloot. You want to talk about how we came up with that name?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So for those who followed us before, we started with a group that I started before that failed about many a times, called Odd Ones. And so when Jason really decided for us to join force and get something going, we spent about 2-3 months thinking of a fucking name.
Yeah.
Now this is I just want to tell you guys the type of thought process that each of us took in our own unique ways. I rented out a room at the library and spent close to 3-4 hours there going over names, ideas, things that represented us, thinking of a whole elaborate scheme of when somebody hears our name, Oddloot, what will they feel? What would they think? Then I asked Jason when we meet up, Jason, what are some of the names you thought of? And he's there like, oh, I just thought about him in the car right now.
Yeah, that's pretty much how that went.
And so some of the first names that we had for this was I know one that we agreed upon, and then later on we changed our mind, was Primal Crate.
Yeah.
And then
well, what happened was we originally agreed with it, and then I started thinking about it, and
yeah.
I was having issues with it.
Yeah, that's right.
And then we decided to just go back on the writing board, and so one day I just said, let's just keep Odd and let's put Loot together.
No.
Well, it was
Not
something
exactly
like that.
How it went was, Bravo, I like Loot. And I turned over and it said, what are the possibilities of names that you rejected? And I'm like, really? And it's like, but what should we put with Loot? And he's like, wait a minute. What about Odd?
Yeah, that's how it went.
And he gave me this smirk of he's got something up his sleeve. And I was like, well, I thought we were going to start fresh from Odd One. It's like, no. I think Odd would work. And I'm like, all right, cool. So we made the Google, we made everything Oddloot. And then he says, yeah, so I could keep using the joke. Hey, Bravo, it may not be normal, but it's pretty odd. And I'm just like, you clever son of a bitch.
I love doing that to you. You hate that for some reason.
Because, all right, the only reason why is because every single time and again, this is how our relationship and dynamic works, is I'm the overthinker, he's the simpler thinker. He's like, I'm not sure this is gonna work. And you always find a way to be like, yeah, it may not work, but it's pretty odd, because that's what we are. And it gives you this
I don't do that.
Once we get cameras, we'll catch you in that moment. So I know one thing that I was looking at today while I was working was Cobra Kai.
Okay.
Great follow up there.
No problem.
Jesus Christ, you just give me this look. I'm just like, your point.
What about it?
But yeah, it recently got released. When did it get released?
If I remember correctly, I think it was this week.
It was this week? Okay,
I believe so. Because I was on YouTube, and you know how you have suggestions?
Yeah.
It was on there, and I was like, I don't have YouTube Red. Why do I have this? I clicked on it, and I thought it was just gonna be a trailer. Mm. No, it was episode 1 for free.
Oh, it's free.
Episode 1 and 2 are free. The rest you have to get YouTube Red.
Yeah. But
our friend that we talked about, he said you could get it a month for free, so I'm probably gonna do that just to watch them. And then maybe cancel it because I don't know what else there is to watch on YouTube Red.
Look, YouTube. Maybe you want to work out something later on in the year, so we're not bashing you, but I'm just like, give us money, we're poor.
But yeah, that came out this week, I believe.
But all right, so were you a fan of the Karate Kid?
Yeah. Well, the first one. I haven't seen 2 through. I think it was 4.
There's 4 of them.
There was, because there's second one. He goes to Japan. It takes place in Japan. The third one has to do with the asshole instructor getting his revenge from the events of 1. And then the fourth one, which I think was the shitty one, just saying something.
Yeah.
That Daniel LaRusso's not in that one. It's a female.
Oh.
And Miyagi trains her. It's the what's the actress's name? She's from $1 Million Baby.
Was she the boxer in $1 Million Baby?
Yeah. Well, she portrayed the boxer. Clint Eastwood's trainee or the fight.
You know me, Jason. When you ask me about actors,
give me a second. Keep talking because I gotta look.
Oh, okay. Sorry,
it's gonna bother me. It's gonna bother me. Hold on.
No, like I do remember seeing the first Karate Kid, and I was like, whoa. Can I look at that? And I look at my mom. I was like, Mom, can you take me out to learn karate? And she looked like, bitch, we can't afford that shit. Go fight with the kids outside.
Hilary Swank.
That's. I don't know who that is.
Really?
As you guys are gonna go follow our journey through Oddloot and its rise, yeah, you'll figure out that I am the worst when it comes to remembering anything from pop culture, any actor, even though I am working to be an actor, any director, any movie, anything fun, anything that's worth talking.
So why do we have this podcast?
That's a very good question. We're working on that problem. But like, all right, so you saw the first episode. What did you think? Oh, spoilers. Now, before we continue.
Well, I mean, I think we could talk without really spoiling it. Because I haven't seen the whole show, so I can only tell you the 2 free episodes.
Okay, well, yeah, go for it, because I've yet to see them. But
what do you want? What do you want to mainly know? But just my thoughts of it overall.
Yeah, like, what do you? I mean, if you have to tell us the whole story, go for it.
I mean, okay, so for what it was, I thought it was really enjoyable. It was a nice like throwback from a film that, what was it? Was released in 84, 85?
I think it was the early 80s.
It was cool to see all that again.
It's me.
It's also sad too because you see in one episode, Miyagi's grave. Because I believe the actor has been dead for some time now. So to see that was like, oh man, no Miyagi
in the fields. Like
it was a nice throwback just to see something like, oh man, I remember this film. And it's funny too because I remember I did karate for just a while.
Yeah.
Not I barely got to yellow belt. It's a lot harder.
The podcast, he like catches a fly out of thin air with his chopsticks.
Dude, I remember just trying to get to yellow belt was a challenge. And I was like, I can't do this.
What did you do for yellow belt? Like how?
Dude, it's been so long. I don't even remember. I remember what I do remember was this. There was a lot of exercises. You were pretty much just had to get down the exercise, at least from what my cheap dojo was. It wasn't even a dojo. It was just a community center thing.
It was in the back of a laundry room.
Yeah. I've seen the dojo. Well, because for those who don't know, we're close to the San Gabriel Valley. Well, we live in the San Gabriel Valley area. So there's like Rosemead, Alhambra, Monterey Park, it's predominantly Asian. There are a couple of like karate dojos or taekwondo dojos. And just to see that, I was like, man, I wish I went to that one, but oh well.
That one looks legit. The guy actually looks Asian.
That's racist.
No, it's not racist because I remember back in high school, we used to walk by the dojos because we would just watch, the people who had money to afford training.
Yeah.
We would be outside like pretending to like follow their movements. And a buddy of mine who was Asian, I think he was Vietnamese. He's like, guys,
You make it sound like Vietnamese aren't Asian.
No, for specifics. Because I don't want to sound racist.
We're going to be racist.
Yeah. Not hurtfully, but come on. He was like, guys, it's legit. And we're like, why? He's like, guys, Asian. We know a thing or two about Kung Fu.
Kung all the Fu and karate are like two different things.
It's funny because I said that exact thing. He was like, isn't Kung Fu and karate the same thing? He's like, no, we're not. We're Asians. And again, he said it with such like confidence.
It's actually, so I got a funny story about, what would you, it's Asians? Martial arts. I think that's a proper term, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I had a friend who, I believe he was a blue belt. I think. Forgive me. I don't know the ranks in terms of the colors of the belts.
All right. Don't worry. Mr. Miyagi isn't listening to our podcast.
And it's not a friend, but someone that I knew. Guy was an asshole, but he always acted like he could do karate or some shit.
Oh.
So to the friends who are listening to this, you'll know who I'm talking about. Anywho, they did sparring in the gym because like some PE time, it would just be like a whatever you want to do. For the most part, I would play basketball with some friends, but I guess in this PE time, they decided to spar. Now my friend knows legitimate karate. The other guy, I don't know what the hell he was doing, but from what.
Taibo?
No. I think he was trying to do drunken boxing.
Drunken boxing?
Yeah. Have you heard of it?
What is that? Just getting shit-faced and flailing your arms around?
Well, the whole idea is, if you ever seen Drunken Master,
Yeah.
it's supposed to be like you look drunk,
Yeah.
but you're really not.
Yeah.
Anywho,
you're like fluid movements.
yeah. So they're gonna spar. So my friend's doing karate and the other guy's doing drunken boxing. And when I was talking to him, I was like, "So what happened?" He's like, "I don't know, dude. He was doing some weird shit. He was all like going like how would you describe what I'm doing? Like his arms are just kind of flailing.
He's trying to keep his balance.
Yeah, like he was trying to keep. And he's like, "So what'd you do?" He's like, "I jump kicked him and he went to the ground."
And he was like, "Someone should write a movie about that jump kick."
Like, I think he just ran and just kicked him in the chest. And the best part was, like, I was like, he asked me, what was he doing? I was like, I think he was doing drunken boxing. And he goes, what is it supposed to do? I was like, well, it's supposed to confuse your enemy to some aspect. He goes, well, it worked because I was confused for a second before I kicked his ass. Dude, he kicked the shit out of him.
I can just imagine
he kicked him and he went flying. He went, huh?
He probably set it up like one of those anime fights where he's like, "You have no idea, Frieza, or my power can extend," and he's like, oh, like he's getting into like these stances and moves, and he's just like, okay, and he slowly like walks like, wait, imagine going up to like a wide frame, right?
Yeah.
He's like doing his moves. The guy walks slowly.
There's a great YouTube video of, I think it was like a chi fighter where basically like he can hit you without actually physically touching you. He's using I don't want to say chi. I thought it was said chi on it. Anyways, it was some kind of force that was hitting you. So he took on like an expert martial artist, and that dude, that old man, because it was an old man doing the chi fighting thing, he got the shit kicked out of him. I was like, oh, poor guy. he ran up, he did his hand fling, and then the dude just socked him in the face. He went down.
It was so anticlimactic. Like, oh.
Dude, it looked like a young, strong, healthy person beating up an old man.
If we had like video, this is a perfect time to put up that meme of Stewie from Malcolm in the Middle. It's the future now, old man. But like, I remember when I first saw the Karate Kid. Like when I was younger, when I used to watch films, I used to like emulate them like almost to a T for what it was. I remember for a time when I watched Jurassic Park, I was too afraid to go take a dump in the toilet because I was afraid the Tyrannosaurus Rex would like rip open the stall, and we lived on like on the third floor of an apartment complex.
I think that's what I believe everybody as a child has a traumatic moment from a film. Because I remember as a kid watching Jaws.
Oh yeah,
I hated
classic.
I hated going to the pool. To the freaking pool. I was afraid. And I know some people has like some traumatic moments from other films, because I had friends who were afraid of dreaming, Freddy.
Yeah.
You had friends of camping. And mostly it's horror films. It's horror films.
We shall not name that, man.
But there are some like Spielberg films I feel like could really like fucking disturb you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true. I mean,
I just gave you the because I'm like, what Spielberg films? I don't know.
What, like the Spielberg films?
Yeah.
Well, let me think. Well, like you said,
audience,
Jurassic Park
for
is
the
one.
future. I will be the guy who will mostly be asking questions.
And I apparently have to
telling
explain
me
them.
about what it is to be an actor, what it is to be all these things. I'm like, oh, that's a movie.
Okay, so let me think of a. Well, have you ever seen Poltergeist? I think that's a Spielberg film. Well, that if I haven't even seen that, sorry, but I know it.
All I know is that it's an Indian burial ground. There's a static television. Yeah. There's like ghost hands or something.
Yeah.
And then
clown.
There's a clown.
There was a clown thing in there. And
like the very expensive looking house gets sucked up into this warp hole.
Well, you don't. Okay. Well, first off, that's what you're saying is Poltergeist, but you don't watch horror films in general, huh?
No, actually, the last horror film that I went to go see is A Quiet Place. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen that one yet.
Okay, so it's John Krasinski.
John Leguizamo.
Right, same guy. No, yeah, it's John. I'm so surprised I remember his name. John Krasinski. And his wife Emily Blunt. All right, so for any of you who haven't seen it, I highly suggest it. And this coming from a guy like Jason said, I don't watch horror films.
You don't watch films.
Beside the point. I was gonna say,
dude, there's been times where I have asked you, like, have you seen this and this? And you go, no. What's it about? and I'll just like be smashing my head on a wall. Like, why are you my partner?
Look, my boss at my job does it because at my place, to kind of put it into perspective, what we do, we're the people who like monetize videos on YouTube. We also take them down.
So you're the asshole who makes it hard for me to make my
We're the ones who are
AMVs.
paid to do your AMVs. Which is funny because I do claim those a lot.
My shitty AMVs that have 90% Linkin Park songs.
Well, for me, I work in. God, we're gonna get back to all these topics, and if not, comment down below.
We're not.
And
We're
we'll
not.
go
When you listen to this, you think we're going left, when really we're going down in the ditch.
But sometimes for my job, when I'm looking, because I like Gotham, the show Gotham.
Mm-hmm.
I could see these reactors. Okay, now I'm gonna share with all of you a personal opinion. Okay, I'm not saying we might not do something like this, but this is like my opinion on reaction videos. Don't worry, it's just the show. Yeah. Is like if somebody's sitting down and just like watching something and reacting to it, it's nothing. It's not really adding anything. You're kind of just stealing the view from the actual video that you're showing in completion from the actual owner. Well, I see these people who put it like the whole episode and they watch it.
Yeah.
And they're getting like one.
I think everyone has an idea of what you're talking about.
Okay,
Just
yeah.
pretty much someone who sits there watching someone else's content and then posting it up as their own content.
Yeah. Well, it is a very cruel delight of mine. Anytime I'm working on those and they pop up and they're like, guys, thank you so much. And it's gonna make me sound like an ass, but they're like, guys, thank you so much for watching this and this and that. The typical intro. And I see they get like 1 or 2 views, and I can see they put like all sorts of edits, but it still has the entire episode. And just as I click that full episode, claim, and then the thing is, what would you like to do? Block, and I'm just like, click, and I'm like, ooh.
Do you feel the same way when they're doing it with trailers?
Actually, no. Like for a trailer, like for big films, right?
Like because TV shows have trailers, movies have trailers.
Like if it's for trailers, I would not really feel so guilty about. But if it's like a full episode, like the full video,
Look, the full episode, I understand. But even some people say that even stealing the trailer is still.
I would agree. Yes. Do I feel that's bad at? No.
And why is that? It's because it's meant to be viewed.
It's meant to be viewed like it's not a. I get it's like a full content sort of thing. It's a full package of whatever it is. But the purpose of the trailer is to tease eyes. So a trailer can appear anywhere, really.
Yeah.
It's not really showing you the entire plot unless those who are like really badly.
Well, because it's interesting you said that because I remember when the Infinity War trailer was coming up, one of the I think it was, hold on, let me think about it. I'm trying to figure out how I want to word this.
Mm-hmm.
You know how they tease the trailers now? Like there's teaser trailers for the trailers. The
For
teaser
Avengers, was it just like an A?
No, for the teaser trailer for Infinity Wars, it was fan reaction videos of them reacting to the release date for the trailer. Yeah, it was something like that. I mean, we can go on YouTube after and look at it, but I remember that. It was fans just excited and like losing their mind because Infinity Wars trailer was about to come out.
Uh-huh.
So I thought that was interesting, but at the same time, I started thinking, are they for reactions or not? Because I know there's a couple of channels that have done the reactions of the Marvel films. Now, they're not doing the entire movie per se. Well, no, that's not true. There are some that do the entire movie, or there's some where they'll cut it every 10 minutes, or like 10 minutes of
really?
Yeah, they'll do it like that. So, well, not like the whole episode, like
they cut up the whole episode.
So
in 10
let's
minutes.
just say the video's 30 minutes.
Okay.
The film is cut up into like 10-minute parts.
It's still like if you were to combine all those parts, would they still be whole?
No,
or is
because
it
there's
just
still
like...
gaps. There's still gaps within the story.
Okay.
So and I remember just seeing that, and I go, huh, that's interesting because I know copyright law. It's saying you have 7 seconds.
Yeah,
and even then, that's fair use. And even then, that can still be challenged because it's like, well, 7 seconds is too long.
Yeah, no, because I know for I don't know if I'm allowed to say this. I'm just gonna keep it like.
But don't say it if you're not allowed to say it. Don't say it.
I don't know if I'm not allowed. But like. They're like each like companies have certain time limits. Again, it's equal use under fair use laws is 7 seconds to 10 seconds under specific things. He's like, but like for our clients, like which I won't name them, like there's gaps in
Yeah.
those. Like if you have a certain amount of time, like there's some videos where I'm working that like, no, they don't meet this criteria. I can't do anything about it. Whatever happens, happens. But like, go.
No.
Oh, yeah. But like going back to like the reaction trailers of like Avengers and stuff like that. I'm surprised that they would actually do something along those lines of getting people's reactions to a reaction of a trailer that's not really a trailer but a teaser. Like, you are you following me?
No, I am. I was also trying not to burn. It was creeping up on me.
I was like, shit, did I work that right? Like, did we just have like an awkward moment of silence?
No, because like you said it, and I'm like, I want to say something, but it's gonna come out.
And just like,
and
good point.
I was ready to like, dude, it was gonna be a nasty one, and I'm like looking right in your direction.
Good. You know, I respect. Thank you.
I was just ready to go.
Yeah, but like, do you think that for trailers they're becoming a little too? For a great example, the new Jurassic World that's coming out.
Mm-hmm.
The first trailers, it showed them like going into the island to rescue the dinosaurs, and then
are you trying to say that trailers are giving away too much of the plot?
Yes, because the second round showed I guess the second part of the plot where, spoilers if you haven't seen it, that they actually got those dinosaurs to like breed them and sell them off as like
if
pets.
you notice, trailers have like 3 trailers now.
3 tiers or
3 tiers of trailer, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And each one shows a little bit more. The final one being like the longer one. But if you go back and watch like trailers from the 70s, their trailers used to be like 3-4 minutes long, yet they still didn't give away a lot. Like I remember, I think it was the Dirty Harry one.
Yeah.
It was like I can't do the voice, like those old trailer voices, but it was like,
tell me, punk.
No, it was
I don't even know what
I'm trying to remember the
7 shots or 6.
It was like Harry Callahan is one of the most ruthless cops of San Francisco, and then it would show like a scene from like it would be like that. And it goes like Dirty Harry
piss, and it says the piss is all like he didn't give a fuck.
Or like it's like now Callahan's techniques may be needed to catch the Scorpion Killer or whatever he was called, the Scorpion Killer. Like it was like that, and it would be like Dirty Harry, rated R. It would be like that. Like, but they gave you the plot, but not to the point where they showed a whole chunk of it. So it was interesting. It was, you know what? I think it's more of now, like, because we're having this issue. Mm-hmm. You're trying to catch people's
anybody, teachers included.
Yeah, teachers too. People's attention, and everybody has short attention span now.
Yeah.
So I think that's an issue.
Sorry, what?
Yeah.
Point made.
Point made. Yeah, so everyone has a short attention span, and so I feel like you have to now give some of your plot away, which sucks because here you are, you worked your ass off for this. Now, maybe some people can disagree with me, and that's perfectly fine. Yeah. I've just noticed everyone has most people have the attention span of a squirrel. And so if you don't give enough of something that will like, now I'm hooked, they're not going to go see it.
Well, I think for like big blockbusters or big wind-up movies like Avengers, for example, who had like a 10-year hype, I feel like they wouldn't really need it.
Well, it's funny that you were talking about Avengers. I'm looking at the clock too, so kind of keeping that in mind.
Yeah, you were.
I lost my train of thought. No, so okay, so here's
my time stone to bring you back.
So here's
we'll afford sound effects one of these days.
It was funny because I had a friend, or not a coworker, tell me what he liked about the Avenger films right now is look, they're not perfect by no means. They're not.
Well, no film ever truly is perfect.
Well, I guess what I'm trying to say is, I don't know if film schools are going to study them in that regard.
I see what you're saying.
But for what they did, how they achieved it, and how they successfully
delivered it.
Yeah. Bravo to them. I mean, 10 years they build up. Think about it. There was 40 characters in that film.
Yeah.
And what's cool is you didn't need to do
single as Guardian minus Thor survive.
Well, what's cool is if you think
Spoilers.
about it. Wow.
I'm sorry. Look, they showed it in the trailer. All right, in the very first part of the trailer.
Technically, they did, But they didn't tell you they were the Asgards. It could have just been a ship Thanos was fucking up along the way.
Anyways, continue.
What one of my coworkers said what was nice about this film is you didn't need character setup.
Yeah.
Because they did that 10 years of character setup to get to this one story. And I was like, that's true. And granted, if you came into this not seeing any of the Marvel films, you should kind of go back. You can't really watch Avengers Infinity War without watching the previous film. Now, it's more coworkers of mine were talking about this. You have to watch at least everybody's origin story.
Yeah.
And I think Guardians, you have to watch 1 and 2. Because you won't understand where Mantis came from why Groot is now a child or a teen at this point.
Yeah.
So you have to watch those two back to. Otherwise, you don't really. Well, yeah, you have to also watch Civil War. You got to watch Civil War.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, you're not going to understand what happened
why
between.
was that dynamic happening? Yeah.
And for sure, Ragnarok. Thor Ragnarok before you watch anything.
Which, what'd you think about Thor Ragnarok?
I thought it was way more enjoyable than Thor 2.
I think it was the best Thor out of those three.
Yeah. Well, because the first two are so serious.
Yeah.
And they take itself so, and then the third one was like, you know what? When we think about it, it's a dude with a hammer. It's Norse mythology and comics.
Yeah.
Let's just make it goofy. And what's really nice is they really did a lot of Jack Kirby stuff in there, which was super cool.
Who's that?
He was one of the original artists for Marvel. He's the one who designed a lot of the older Captain America and all them.
Oh wow! Props to you, Mr. Kirby. Nice. Anyway, speaking of nerd news, how much time do we got?
3 minutes.
3 minutes. All right, D&D. All right, guys. So in the comments down below, we're just gonna give a quick little situation where we're going to be starting up a D&D game, Jason, myself, and a couple of buddies of ours, and where Jason is having this dilemma as to what sort of character he should play as.
I have this dilemma all the time when it comes to
self-identity.
Self-identity and just picking a character for... Dude, because I think it's just because I have so much options and I like to limit myself down to something, and I don't know why I do that.
Well, I mean, to simplify things, okay, so we're just gonna quickly round out for any D&D players.
We're not gonna be able to No, we ain't gonna get this through this in 3 minutes.
But for anybody who's never played D&D or people who think it's a little nerdy or whatever, I highly suggest it, especially for actors.
Well, if you think it's nerdy, go fuck yourself.
Okay. Brought to you by Jason Piguero. Give D&D a try because it's a game, and most people are like, oh, is it like a board game? It kind of is, per se, but it's really focused on tabletop game. It's a tabletop game, but it's primarily focused on your own imagination and you creating the world, so you can do whatever you want. I'm gonna tell something that happened, and in our previous game that we did with Buddy Caesar, our buddy Toby played a halfling rogue, and there was a great moment where Caesar, being the dungeon master or DM, put magical boots. You remember that? Put magical boots in the room, and they were and this is how if you're really interested in this sort of thing or in it for it, he wrote it in an ancient language, and since my character could decipher that, I deciphered all the boots. There was one pair of boots that's called Rub One Out.
It's exactly as it sounds.
It's exactly what it sounds. So Toby decides, I'm gonna put those on. And magically his character starts rubbing one out. And imagine a little halfling in the corner going,
he rubbed it out so hard.
He rolled. Because in Dungeons and Dragons, it's kind of your luck. Especially whatever number you have to hit and just the luck of the roll. Where he rolled a 1. Now, a 20 for 20-sided dice is a great, it's everything's gonna go perfect for you.
He rolled a 1 though. It is a critical failure,
and something could go very bad. And the wise mind of our dungeon master decided, you're gonna rip your dick off. So Toby ended up his halfling dick right off, and he put it in his inventory.
Every time he got stabbed or he was on the verge of death, rather than trying to heal himself and all, he would just start river dancing. Going, I
think he spent the first 30 minutes chained to a wall bleeding to death.
And he was going, ah! He's just screaming.
But okay, Jason, we're gonna run this one of those old school 1980s dating profile. Hi, I'm Jason. I like long walks on the beach. So I'm gonna name off all the classes. All right, there's barbarian, bard, cleric, druids, fighters, monks, paladins, rangers, rogue, sorcerers, warlock, wizards, and I guess there's an additional class called Blood Hunter. Now, you guys comment down below what you think Jason should be. Jason, describe to us your perfect date in Dungeons and Dragons.
They have money. They don't want to kill me. And no matter what, I am priority number one.
You hear that, lucky ladies and gentlemen? That's the kind of man he's looking for to dungeon crawl with. But like right now, what are you looking to be?
I don't even know. That's dude. I did the warrior, or the barbarian to be exact.
And it did not go well.
Did not go well. Now I kind of want to be a spellcaster of some kind, because my thing is I like to do the opposite of what I did previously.
Yeah.
And so that's why now John, another friend of ours, was telling me that spellcasters, it's very convoluted and all that. And I like that, because I'm like, okay, cool. It's going to be the complete opposite of what I did. I originally was going to try to do a charlatan wizard, but another friend of ours was telling me I'm easily
dibs.
No, what's the word? People can easily make me change my mind.
Not gullible. Influenced
by other people's.
Yeah.
And so I was gonna do a human. He goes, "Why do you want to be a human? We're already fucking human. Be something you're not." And I'm like, Jesus Christ! I think that's because he's a horde.
Yeah.
And he hates humans from Alliance.
That is true. Oh, that's right. Because and I was a paladin our first round, and
you were Dragonborn.
I was Dragonborn.
Well,
and
you haven't really decided if you're gonna stick with him or not.
Yeah, that is true. But like, I remember when we first created the character.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, is he gonna be like one of those badass like lizard guys? And I saw a photo and it looked like I was a 6 foot, but I looked all like a lizard, like a fire dragon,
gecko.
like a gecko. Yeah, like a gecko. And and so he was like, what's your purpose for life? Because there's like options where you decide. And mine, as the holy knight of righteousness, was to get laid by an elf. And everywhere I went, I remember he added a priest, like an elven priest, in our first dungeon, and I went first. He's like, "All right, so what's your first action?" I go over to the elven priest. I grab her by her silk hand. I look her dead in the eye. Says, "You seen somebody?" And when she replies, she looks at you with a scornful ugh. But see, that's anybody who's really interested in trying out D&D. I highly suggest it. It's very difficult, not really difficult, but it's confusing at first to get into. But once you get really into it and like read the books, and yes, it's reading, but come on. It's a very fun game where you could either take it very seriously.
Literally, your imagination is your limit.
Is everything. And so much like the halfling dick situation.
Well, it also helps too. We had Caesar as our DM.
That is true. Yeah. Or actually like taking it seriously, like, I'm bleeding to death and I'm doing this. Give it a shot. And the people who run D&D, please sponsor us. And who knows? Maybe at one point we might do like a podcast or like a game show or whatever. We play this or other types of like D&D games. So. He's giving me the hurry the fuck up and finish talking.
No,
yes,
you and me did not agree on that game.
Yes, we did. We discussed this after. God, you always do this, Jason. All right. All right, guys.
That's the sound.
That's the sound of end. That'll be the alarm. We're like, it's time to go.
Like my mom always says. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Goodbye, everybody.
All right, guys. So this was the first episode of the new revamped show title pending. We still don't know what we're gonna call it. So if you guys want to send us a comments on which we should name this, we probably won't look at them. And if you guys like this 30-minute format, let us know. If you guys want to hear more of our blabbering,
let us know.
Let us know. Yeah. All right, guys. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye. Good job, Jason. Way to really let them know we love them.